Klay Thompson went down with a knee injury in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, and after some pretty heroic efforts to come back out on the court and shoot free throws, ultimately had to leave for the rest of the game. In this video today, we're gonna break down the footage of this knee injury to talk about the key structures involved. Make sure you stick around to the end because I'm gonna talk about why I think all this drama and controversy surrounding the Warriors medical staff is only gonna get ramped up after this injury because of specific risk factors that Klay Thompson had. Make sure you guys subscribe if you like this type of content and want to stay up to date with future videos, and let's get to it. Now, before everybody says, well, wait, he was able to run around, he could do stuff, surely his knee can't be that damaged. Actually, that's not entirely true. I've seen people walk, do a lot of things you wouldn't suspect they'd be able to do with things like an ACL injury. You've got a lot of adrenaline going through your body, and there's other structures providing stability. So just the fact that he was able to run off the court, jump, whatever, doesn't entirely mean that we can rule out one thing or the other. Your ACL and PCL help prevent the femur and the tibia from moving forward and backwards on one another. Your MCL and your LCL are on the outside of the knee and provide that side-to-side bending stability. So here in this position as he's landing, this is where his MCL is located and his LCL is here on the outside. The two biggest things that the team's going to be evaluating for, just kind of based on this type of mechanism, are the ACL and the MCL. Your MCL sits on that inner side of the knee, and so if you put this excessive load that we would call a valgus stress, where your knee bends inward, that pulls on the outside of the knee and pulls that MCL. Also, anytime we see the position with the knee going in like this, we worry about the ACL. The ACL is frequently injured in non-contact mechanisms where you're just landing and the knee twists in an incorrect way. And this specific pattern of toe out, knee in, as it's referred to, makes the ACL more susceptible. So you can see here with his positioning, his toes are pointed out or externally rotated relative to the position of his femur or the knee, which is kind of pointed inward. So this is a common position that we see with non-contact ACL injuries that makes the doctors need to definitely look at this in the locker room. The part I really want to get across in this though is the first thing I thought when I saw this was, oh my gosh, this is the same side that he had his hamstring injury. Let's think about the hamstring and the quadriceps muscles in terms of sitting on the back side of the leg and the front side of the leg, and then going down and extending beyond the knee. So the hamstring muscles sit on the back side of the knee, and if you imagine them contracting or pulling when the knee is straight, it's gonna pull the tibia backwards a little bit. And so it's doing a motion that kind of helps with what the ACL is trying to do. Similarly, the quadriceps sits in the front, and if it contracts, it pulls the lower leg forward a little bit, helping the PCL. So the hamstring helps provide support for the ACL, and the quadriceps muscle provides support for the PCL. In that context, having an overly strong quadriceps muscle or having a weak hamstring muscle puts your ACL at more risk of injury. So the fact here that Klay Thompson has been dealing with a hamstring strain could suggest there's some impaired function, there's some possible weakness in that hamstring, which is imparting more load and stress on the ACL. One of the big things they do to rehab and prevent ACL injuries is strengthening the hamstring because it's additional support to the knee. So if you've got a coexisting hamstring injury, that puts more load and stress on the ACL. Now, bottom line, there's no way to avoid a fall like this. I think regardless of what was going on with his hamstring, this type of fall happens, but it's a question of how the different structures are able to support themselves and stay intact when this occurs. Now, at the time I'm recording this, we just know that he's out of the game. We don't have any official diagnosis, and so I don't intend this to be me saying this is definitely what it is, this is for sure what his diagnosis is. I just want to give you some thoughts about the different way that the joints move, the way the different structures are acting, and how we kind of piece these things together in terms of evaluating these types of injuries in regards to what those structures are trying to do for the knee. Thanks as always for watching though. Leave any questions, comments below. I hope you guys learned something here, specifically that idea of how the hamstring helps protect the ACL and why having a weak or damaged hamstring might affect the ACL integrity. Thanks again for watching though, and until next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye.